So a fair amount of changes to it. We're actually going to start with us looking in the back. So little black doors now. So this is basically just a big storage bin for you for the most part. So one of the things that is important is that there are power outlets. You probably all can't see it, but they're right where my hand is. There's 3 available on this side. And then on this side, there's an additional 3, but it's behind the suction. The idea is that you're basically plugging in these black cables and probably never taking them out again. So there's 6 free power outlets versus what was originally usually only like 2 or 3 in the back of the Voyager. So a lot more power options. I know you guys have a lot of pumps you're bringing, so you're probably still gonna have to splice something to get that amount of power if you want it all hooked up. If you don't find unplugging it, then you probably still have plenty of power.
No, we got enough.
Okay. So this is where we're having our suction now. That's where the little the specimen cup. And here's the thing: the suction is entirely ran in the front. We turn it on the front. Light is turned on in the front, so everything. There's no switch back here, nothing like that.
And
it's all in the front.
It's a mucus trap suction. It's not suction.
There is a little red button here. This little red button is the oh no button. Like turn it on. It's like a hard reset of the computer of it. So if you need like it turns on, something hasn't. You don't understand why it's not doing what it's supposed to do. You press on the button to turn it on, hard reset it.
It's the red one back there?
Yep, it's that big red one in the top left corner.
You shouldn't have to ever use it.
I hope. So far, none of mine have, and I've had this out for 2.5 years. So far.
Is the power cord, the main power cord,
yep.
internally, is it secured?
It's in this. It's like all. It's really hard to get out. It's like in here, like in there.
But it's secured, like the other ones, like.
Would work its way loose.
No, yeah. So like if you it's right here. I mean, it's like going through here. I mean, it's technically possible to pull it out, but I mean, yesterday we yanked on it pretty hard.
You yanked on it.
That's correct. It was me. It was me. I turned the, you notice I unplugged it before because I didn't. I turned it while it was still plugged in. I'm like, wham! I'm like, ooh. So.
Ready when you're ready.
So, yeah, so that's the back of it. You have your latch, you have your hatch here. The shelf. So this is where our 4 med fusion pumps are. We'll, I'll talk about this when we take it off, when we do the clean thing. So maybe just hold on. This left side. So this, it's important to remember, when he talks about his Zoll, that it's separate patient monitoring than what I'm talking about. So there's a Massimo here. That's for just the central incubator. So that's its own vital sign. Technically, it's just a secondary, or if you're doing a like pre and post, but it's 2 different monitors. Does that make sense? So that's where you would plug that in.
And they're different cords, just so you know.
Yeah, because we love making your life easy.
The monitor one will always be plugged in. The extra one, if you need a pre and a post, will be in the blue bag probably, but it's separate. It's not the same connection.
Like our original connection?
No, the connection on the baby end is fine. The connection to the Isolette is not. They're different prongs.
So on this side, this is the light. So you'll have to, if you take everything apart, that's something to remember is connected. So that light it's still within the the 2 chambers. Another thing that is connected, if you're taking all of this apart to do a clean, is that there is now a heated mattress in the bottom. So it is actually connected. What this is doing is slow. It's just giving a very mild heat to make sure the mattress isn't cold. It's actually not meant to thermoregulate. Just if we put the baby down, not going on to the cold.
Is there a way to turn that off if you have a cooling
Yeah, you have to turn it on.
It's just more important because I know what will happen is when you take it all apart. Okay, let's clean it, and like you take the mattress and it's still connected. So it'll happen. Okay, so this is the new servo temp probe. So now it's actually the chamber will actually servo temp control for the patient. This is the patient. This is the end. I must inform you guys is the reusable side. So don't throw this away because as of right now, in the entire thing I've been doing this thing actually has been getting thrown away a fair amount. This is the disposal end to connect. There is a T2, which is a secondary skin temp probe. There's a lot of ways to read temp, especially if you include the Ticotherm. on the device. So there's 4 ways to get temp. And then this O2 we're not going to use. Your vent has a control port, yeah. So the Neopod you will not be using. So I can go. It's just a humidity device for the vents. It's just, RT is not going to be using that. The stretcher is identical. So everything with the stretcher is the same. Everything with the Ticotherm is pretty much the same. Just nice, little bit nice color. That's pretty much all that's really different. The chamber still goes on like that. Excellent. So now this tray, pull that red slide, comes out halfway. So we can get access. Someone's going to ask how much weight can go on here. Well, technically, I think in the manual it's 22 pounds. You'll never fit that patient in here. It's really a mount. Like, can I lay on here? No, right? There is a limit. So we'll talk about removing the tray when we talk about cleaning it, but you can actually pull the whole tray out if you want to. Okay, so tanks are all under here. Tanks are off to the side here. These are the new regulators. They're a little smaller than what you had. So now we'll just go to the central monitor. Push on the center button, and it's going to go through its checks. Turn on. An important thing to remember when you have alarms, because it's going to happen, you can mute them, right? But if you mute it, it has to continue the chime. So some people get impatient and go, hey, I need this to stop now. Just press it once, see the X. It's just got to complete the chime. So now it's in our preheat mode, where it's just no patient is involved. So this is just be able to raise to whatever temperature was last set. So we will, let me explain what I'm doing here. So we're hoping you don't really have to do this part. This is more for, you want me to show it? Okay. No worries. So this is preheat mode, so no alarms are really going to be happening, just so we can bring the chamber to heat. We want to admit the patient, we touch, and we go into here. Mute. Now I know it's NX, just that's what we're looking for. So when we pop this on, so there's our main, so right now it's on just like, it's just heating the chamber. It has no patient feedback currently. But now that probe is hooked up, it's actually at least giving you the number. So right now this probe is what that number is in that top left corner. This would be if you had the SpO2 hooked up on that side monitor. Okay.
So what's the big red number? Is the number you've set it to heat to?
It's the number actually on right now. So right now it actually was set at 30, so we're actually going to probably turn it up a little bit. So this is just what the chamber is actually at right now.
The chamber.
Yeah, so it's got to get to there. It's got a long way to go. Cause it takes like 20 minutes to get the chamber.
Do we now leave, like right now we leave it on?
You would.
It's going to, that's what he didn't go over. We preset them to 30. Both of them are going to be preset to 30.
Okay.
That's why it's at 30. Because I was like, I don't remember it being that low.
Because we did it.
Yeah, okay. Hey, you did it without me, right?
Yep.
So, yep. Okay, so right now that's the chamber. That's actually the patient chamber right now. So light, touch that corner there, turns on, turns brightness there. This is a mixture of touchscreen and wheel. So basically I can use the wheel to go through the circles, but anything I need to change a numeric number, I need to use the wheel. So that's the observation light, stopwatch, and time countdown.
Taskbar?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Got to press the X to get out of here. And then this is to adjust this screen brightness. So if I wanted to, I could change the brightness of this if you want to. I don't know if that's really going to have a huge impact on battery life, but that's what it's for. So then we go to the center chamber. So now I can actually touch to set the temp we want. So if we go, I want it to be 33.5. It can go pretty low too. So I think it goes down to, we did it yesterday to 17. So it can go in both directions.
Will it blow cold air then?
Well, if it's going to 17, it's going to whatever it gets to that temperature. So it's going to target that. Yeah.
Can I crawl inside?
When we're in the center bubble, I can now touch the suction. So that's, you notice the suction is a fair amount quieter than it used to be. So it's actually on in the back. You can't, you can only increase the suction when it's occluded. So when I touch the wheel to increase it, it won't go up unless something's being occluded to actually give you a reading. Because when we were doing it yesterday, we ended up going way too high because we didn't include it.
They say the continuous suction?
So yeah, it's just going. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just gonna go. And then so remember, we tap to turn on, but to turn it off, it is not a tap. It is a hold. This is that little button for that heater on the mattress. That's what that little bottom is. So if I turn that on, it starts the mattress heater.
And it's not a heater like a heater. It just gets it to like it's not cold.
Yeah, that's it. Don't rely on it to keep your baby like warm. Right?
But so you can put a 23 weeker on it and it's not cold.
Okay, so now we can switch to the servo mode. So you got to touch that little baby icon. So now there's our alarm. Baby's cold because we have it set at 37. So I'll bring it down so the first thing you notice when I get within a degree, it went to like a yellow. If I get a little closer, then it goes away. So now we're servo.
And the air temp is still displaying on the top.
Yeah, so
I
that's
just can't
whatever.
read it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's just that's the temp we're setting now. This is
Right.
actually,
It doesn't show air then at that point.
No, yeah,
Okay.
it's our setting and then what's on the patient.
Okay.
So then we can go back to air. Okay.
Wait, so when it's in baby mode, it's not telling you what the air temp is. It's telling you what the skim temp is and what you have it set to.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
So it
like if
doesn't
you
give
notice
you an
this
air
this
temp
this
on
thing takes
baby
over
mode.
for that.
So Sherry, you would just set the air temp for charting and the baby temp?
Well, you don't have to do all babies on servo. You can do just the micro preemies on servo.
But for charting ones, you're gonna want like what we set it and what the baby is.
Probably, yeah.
I really just cross out air on the top.
Yeah, and put set.
Servo.
Yeah, or servo, yeah.
Someone will ask this. So right now it's giving an icon that says it's been plugged in. If you want to see what it looks like when it's not plugged in, is it's going to give you a percentage. Should be a percentage?
Oh.
I hope so, because if I unplug it, that would look bad, right? Okay. All right. Well, does anyone have any questions on this? Because we're pretty done. I'll just show you how to get back to the screen. I encourage you guys to come up and touch it because as you get, I mean, would you say like it's not as it's a touch thing, like it's a little bit of a lighter touch than you think. So we go back into preheat mode.